Greetings! You're watching Septum Sen vs. the World. I'm Septum Sen. Today, I'm going to do a little bit of Thanksgiving cheer for once. I mean, it is Thanksgiving Day. If you haven't, I would definitely say watch my Thanksgiving video. I thank a lot of those who actually helped me get here. But one of the things, I feel like it's a neglected holiday. There are only a few films one can actually watch during Thanksgiving. I mean, Pieces of April or Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. These are ones that people do know about a little bit here and there. But what about Thanksgiving horror? I mean, most horror is either centered around Halloween or it's not really centered around any time of year. We got a lot of Christmas ones. Matter of fact, the very first slasher film was centered around horror. So we're going to be getting to that, of course, during the holiday season. But we're still in a holiday season, Thanksgiving. And because of that, I'm covering one of the very few Thanksgiving horror movies, Thankskilling. Yes, Thankskilling. For those of you who actually read my previous blog, I covered its sequel, Thankskilling 3, and actually skipped 2 in a rather comical method, but I'm going to allow you to either read my review or watch this yourself to just truly get the madness that this has gone through. But let's talk about what started it all. I was actually very surprised when I found out my blog had no Thankskilling review. So I said, no, fixing that right now. Now I purchased this directly from those people who actually made it. I mean, I like how it has on the back, unrated because we couldn't afford a rating. It's just, in general, something I had heard about in rumor, and then when I saw it for the first time, I mean, somebody actually told me that this thing existed. I did not believe them. I was just like, no, it's too ridiculous. And then I found something online, and that changed my mind. I mean, I was surprised. So, thus I had to have it. And thus, Thankskilling was in my collection. This is actually the second printing of it. The first printing is a little bit more famous, but that was already out of print by the time I got it. I mean, these are very... well, they're not... This is not as rare or hard to come by, but very well could be. So what is the movie about? You have this long tradition going back to the Pilgrims, violating this turkey somehow. And this turkey gets PO'd and starts hunting half-naked pilgrims. But then it gets sealed. But now is the anniversary when the seal comes undone and Turkey is out for revenge. It's something to do with, Native Americans getting PO'd about being killed off by the white man, yada yada yada. So, during this time, a group of college kids are all going home for Thanksgiving break. Many of them are just all going to this one girl's father's house, and they're going to have Thanksgiving dinner together. So, you've got your kind of bro type, your cool kid, your nerd type, your skank type, and of course your survivor girl. Of course, they're all dumb as posts, but that's par for the course. Now, meanwhile, you have Turkey, and actually, legitimately, this is the creature that's killing everything. Sad. But he goes around and just starts killing these kids off, and their parents, and everybody else that he can kill. They must find out how to stop him before it's too late. Because Turkey is invincible. Or maybe not so invincible. So, overall, this is 60 minutes, which is a perfect length, really, for the film. It's just hilarious to me. This is how low-budget comedy horror should be. Have you been paying attention, John Johnson? Have you been paying attention to this? I know you must have, because those last movies were getting better. But this really is how you present this type of film. It's hilarious. You've got the one-liners. You've got the just blatant idiocy of the characters involved. I mean, there is a point in this film where the turkey wears a disguise and it fools everybody. But I won't ruin what disguise it is and how he gets away with it, but it's just silly. And it's a kind of silliness that you know from the beginning. You never have any confusion. You're not taking this seriously from the very first minute when you have that half-naked pilgrim going, ah! And you're sitting there going, why is her shirt off? You know that this is not going to be a serious film. So you already know how to set the mood. You know what mood you need to be in for this. And it's perfect, because that way sets it up. You know what's going to happen. You know it's going to be raunchy. You know it's going to be bloody. And you know it's going to be cheap as heck. We're talking a bunch of guys that have a rubber turkey killing people and quipping one-liners. So, with that, it's just incredibly fun all the way through. But there are some downsides. I mean, one, if you were looking for a serious horror, I'm sorry, you're really looking at the wrong place. Two, if you're looking for something of high quality, you're also not looking at the right place. I mean, the acting is abysmal. The effects are abysmal. As I said, rubber turkey. But that's what makes this fun. No one should come in here expecting good acting, or great special effects, or good writing for that matter. They are expecting camp and cheese and plenty of it, enough for an entire Thanksgiving dinner's worth. And then in the end they set up a sequel, which we thankfully did get in Thankskilling 3, which I've got right here. Now I'm going to be linking to my review of Thankskilling 3. I've got a pretty decent review up, and I'll make sure that you all can see that. But in the end, how do we rate this? To me, Thankskilling is one of my favorite holiday themes. The raunchy nature of this film means it's not for everybody. So I can't really give this a perfect score. But for me, I'm not bored by it. I am enjoying myself the whole way through. I would give this an 8 out of 10. I can't give it into the higher territory. In my opinion, 9 and 10 are reserved for higher art. And this is not that. And with the raunchy nature of this particular film, I can understand why it would actually blatantly offend many people's sensibilities. But for somebody who has a simple sense of humor and loves these type of B-movies, you too should get an 8th worth of enjoyment out of this. So, for once, I actually will be including a link to how to purchase this, and I will hope that you like this video. If you did, click like. Please subscribe to my channel. We here at Septum Sin vs. the World will be glad to welcome you into our vast empire of very few people. But we still have many more that we can go on. We're having fun here, and as far as I'm concerned, that's all that matters. Now, be sure to share us, especially for this. I mean, this is Thanksgiving. Enjoy a little Thankskilling. And with that being said, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one.